Good morning, friends. I'm Chris from Worthington Home. It is bright and early, and more to the point, it's thrifting time. Let's hit the road. Eric has just joined me, and we are headed out to Monroe, Connecticut for an estate sale. Let's see how it is. And we've arrived. There have been a lot of people coming and going, so we'll see what's here. And we're making our way inside. The anticipation is so high. I love this tray. This is a nice little find with all of the berries. I like the gingham wallpaper. There's lots of stuff in this kitchen. I'm moving kind of fast through this house. Here's a coat closet. I don't think I'm in the market for coats today. There are so many people here. Check out this linen closet. I found this beautiful blanket inside that linen closet, and now Eric and I are examining it for condition issues. Here's a little bedroom. This is one of the few rooms that isn't packed full of people right now, so I can take a little more footage. There's nothing in here that's really calling to me, though. All right, that was a whirlwind, but we're already on our way out. We'll just say goodbye to this cute little house before we go. So I'm going to drop Eric back off at home because he's got lots of eBay packaging to do. And I'm going to head over to Quality Consignment in Colchester to kind of reorganize my booth. Here we are. Let's see how my booth is looking. I just finished reorganizing, and I added the tray, the teapot, the glasses, and this crewel work picture. I think they look really nice here. I also reorganized these trinket boxes. They were on the shelves, but I felt like they were getting lost there. I also popped in this pretty blue bowl. And here's a cute little Fisher-Price telephone and an old school abacus. And of course, the shape sorter, which I now know is Tupperware. Thank you to viewers for letting me know. I would never have guessed this was made by Tupperware. Such a fun vintage toy. This beautiful Limoges covered dish or tureen was getting lost, I think, on my eBay store. This is such a beauty. I'm hoping somebody sees it and really falls in love with it. I love Limoges so much. And here's the rest of that shelf. I brought in this 2-tiered wire shelf because I had a 3-tiered wooden shelf that just sold. And I added this little wooden table as well. And my little mascot's still here. I added this vintage picnic basket, which I think has a great look. And here's some other things. I just put up these fruit prints, these apple prints that I thrifted while I was in Pennsylvania. I think they look nice here on the end cap. And here's a general look at the booth. I try to come once a week to kind of refreshen and fluff up and move things around so it always looks a little different, even to regulars. I'm walking around the store now, and I just saw this booth full of beautiful Lenox. There's so many nice pieces here, and I especially like this one with the red bird. Isn't that so lovely? Only $12.95 for this beautiful bud vase. Yeah, this is really pretty. It says Serenade, made in USA. That's gorgeous. And I like this one as well. There's a lot of Pyrex here. I especially like this blue set. I think that's Amish butter pat, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, let me know in the comments. But there's lots of pretty Pyrex pieces here. This is so pretty as well. I love this picture. This is Salmon Falls pottery, and the blueberries are like in relief. I just want to touch them. Let's get a better look. This is a lovely piece. This wooden tray is so fabulous. I have one just like it that I use all of the time. And if I could think of another place for it, I would grab this one. It's only $19.99. They are never that price. So if somebody's watching this video, come get this tray. This booth belongs to my friend Natalie, who's also a viewer of this channel. Hi, Natalie, if you're watching. Natalie's picnic basket is so much nicer than mine. Let's just say it. And she has lots of pretty things. Here's her sign. She's not far from my booth. We're in the same little side room. Pretty handled plate there. And she also has some pretty Lenox pieces. Good store if you're a Lenox collector. Note to self. Now I'm in a booth that's right around the corner from mine. This is another booth that always has lovely things, and I am drooling over this wall art. Isn't that fabulous? It has such a great look, and it has a signature on it. Let me see if I can zoom into that a little better. Yeah, I can't read that. That's a whole bunch of chicken scratch, but isn't that a beautiful piece? I wish I had a place for it. I like this little black and gold mirror, and of course, I always love wall sconces, and this is a nice set. Here we have a Tollware bucket or lidded container, I guess. Only $8 for this. It's very sweet. And the best part is, this does not get broken by Destructo cats. Always a plus in my book. This pink iridescent glass is gorgeous, and my camera is not doing it any justice. They want $49 for this. It is a stunner. I have to get a better look at this blue and white platter because it looks so good. This would be amazing for Thanksgiving. Only $15 for this. Holy moly. Somebody needs to run here right now and grab this platter because it's fabulous. I would actually pick it up to sell on eBay, except the shipping would be so expensive. And, I'd be afraid of breaking it. But wow, that is a real beauty. I love these chamber sticks with the holiday pattern. I think they're really pretty. $20 for those. This is a booth that always draws me in. I just love the way it's displayed. It has such a pretty old-fashioned look. It just invites you right in. And check out this parrot that seems to be made out of seeds. That's so funny. This is a great piece of wall art. It seems to be on some kind of a textile. It's like an old schoolhouse, very Little House on the Prairie. And I like this one. This is a print and there's a windmill in the back. I love both of these cow creamers. This one especially that has no back stamp. The one behind it is Delft and looks like it's very angry. Look at its face. There's a lot of pretty blue and white china here, and a lot of this is Liberty Blue, which is a pattern I absolutely love. So let's get a closer look. Yep, that's Liberty Blue, all right. There's so many pieces here. If you're a collector, you might want to come check this out. There's some nice brown and white transferware pictures up here. Oh, and that handled plate is so attractive. Oh, I love everything in this booth. And there's hankies in the drawer. If I had a spot for this pheasant wall art, it would be coming home with me right now for $45. Oh, it's so good. I have no place for it, but oh, I love it so much. Great piece. This booth is full of really interesting wall art, and some of it has like a nice wintry theme, which I really like. That piece is $31. This looks like a Currier and Ives maybe skating at moonlight. That's so pretty and so dangerous if that ice is thin. This is a great table. This has a wonderful old look. I think this was for an old wash basin. $125 for this. It is lovely. I spy some Belique, $14.50 each. These are so pretty. They have the green back stamp, so these were made sometime between 1965 and 1980. Nice vintage pieces. Oh, I just love them. I'm not picking them up, but I love them. This blue and white container tricked me because I thought it was porcelain and it's actually metal. And this guy is only $3 and made in England. What a great usable piece. Love that. Here's another piece of wall art. This is a tapestry, actually, that would be coming home with me if I had any place for it. This is huge and would absolutely be an incredible statement in any room. I love this. $24. This cow art is making me think of my friend Joan, who watches this channel. She gets cows in her backyard, and if I bought this picture, I could have cows in my house. Look at that. This child's stove is adorable. $22.95 for this piece. It's got a great look. Let's see if we can open this door. Nope, nothing for dinner tonight. Must be my house. Let's just look at the top. Oh, it's so cute. This plate is $5.99. This is old Rosenthal, so somebody needs to come here and buy that stat. I love this checkerboard. Oh my gosh, look at the figures on this. This all looks hand painted. It's quite large in scale. I don't think you're seeing that on the camera, but that is a beauty. There are some nice baskets here. I like the hearts very much. Nice nod for Valentine's Day coming up. And I have to show you this peacock picture. It's all blinged out. This guy is fabulous. It's so much fun. Oh, such a cute little dog. This looks like my friend Beth's old dog, Bentley. And there's some nice Beatrix Potter pieces here. It's a nice set of 3, $18 for that. That is so sweet. Love Beatrix Potter. And this is a very pretty picture. But I think it's time to head out. Before I go, I am stopping off at Sweet Aroma. It's in the plaza, kind of right in the front of Quality Consignment, so very close by. Let's see what they have. Of course, the most amazing coffees ever are made here, and they have this great bakery counter, and they even have scones today. Hooray! I am getting a scone. Here's my order. If I can pick it up with one hand, I'm gonna head out of the store. Yeah, it's not easy. All right, let's go to the car. This was a good day's work. I am feeling very proud of myself. Just so you know, I was at Quality Consignment on Sunday, January 26th. So if you saw anything you like, head back over and snag it. You can also call and ask them to hold things for you, just so you know. I just got home and walked into this site so we can all see what Eric's been up to since I've been gone. He has done a whole lot of packaging. Holy moly. This is why we call Eric the shipping department. And we go through so many boxes in this house. There's Iris. She's such a cutie pie. I'll try to get a better shot. But anyway, here's the pile from the other side. So you can just see how many boxes we go through, how much tape, how many printing cartridges. It's quite a production. And now we can get a better shot of Miss Iris. Let me see if I can get her to actually look at the camera. There she is. And look who's in the background. We've got the big guy, Wilson, hanging out, taking a little snooze. All is right in the world. I just came downstairs to say hi to Eric. He's watching a game on TV, and Indy, who can now let himself into the basement as he wishes, is tucked up over here on Eric's shoulder. in between his head and the chair, and I think it is absolutely adorable. Look at that cutie pie kitty. Eric and I headed out to an estate sale this morning, and we didn't have super high hopes for it, only because it had been going on for about an hour and a half by the time we were able to get there. And a lot of times that hour and a half is what stands between you and any of the good stuff. But we happened to be in the neighborhood, and we figured there was no harm in looking. So the house wasn't very large, so we were able to get through it pretty quickly. It definitely looked like it had been picked over, especially the kitchen. I find kitchens at estate sales can look so unbelievably ransacked, like a gang of marauders have been going through it. This was no exception. However, I did find something that I liked a lot right off the bat, and I was so excited to find it. So let me get that for you. Hang on one second. Okay, I could not believe I found this Johnson Brothers Friendly Village tray in the Christmas tree shape. Now, I have sold 2 other versions of this, but they were teeny tiny, and this is a nice big guy. So I was thrilled. I couldn't believe that it was still there. So this is the covered bridge scene of the Friendly Village. Here's a better look at it. And here is the back stamp. And I will tell you, as soon as I found this piece, I thought, you know, if we find nothing else, our trip will have been worth it, because this was definitely a score. I don't know about you, but I am a huge fan of Johnson Brothers Friendly Village in general. And so I thought it would be interesting to learn a little bit more about it. If we're going to talk about the Johnson brothers, we should first learn their names: Alfred, Frederick, Henry, and Robert. Notably, they were the grandsons of James Meakin. You've probably heard of J&G Meakin, producers of ironstone china. As an interesting aside, the old J&G Meakin factory is now the Emma Bridgewater factory, decorating studio and outlet shop. If you're a fan of Emma Bridgewater, leave me a comment. But back to our story. In 1883, Alfred and Frederick Johnson began producing earthenware, which they called white granite because it was so durable. It was a success, allowing them to expand and branch into semi-porcelain, a kind of pottery that looked and felt like fine china, but was more durable and inexpensive to make. In the years that followed, brothers Henry and Robert Johnson joined the company as well. Johnson Brothers first imported their wares to the U.S. sometime in the 1890s, but demand increased after 1918 when they created their first very popular line called Dawn, which came in gray, rose, green, and gold colors. Other popular patterns followed, such as Old Britain castles in 1930 and Historic America in 1938. During World War II, production decreased as well as shipments to the U.S. But after the war, Johnson Brothers bounced back. They overhauled their equipment and facilities, purchased new plants, and production resumed at a higher volume than before. They received royal warrants from Queen Elizabeth II and the Queen Mother, and they were also awarded the Queen's Award to Industry for their contributions to the British economy. Actually, that happened twice. Johnson Brothers began producing Friendly Village in 1953. The pattern features idyllic scenes of a small, welcoming village in different seasons. The result is charming, quaint, and stirs a strong sense of nostalgia for simpler times and days gone by. Some of the Friendly Village images include the schoolhouse, the stone wall, the ice house, village apple orchard, willow by the brook, autumn mist, the well, the old mill, the covered bridge, sugar maples, harvest time, Christmas, and village green. Some consumers prefer to purchase dinnerware showing just one particular scene, while others like to collect different scenes, sometimes within a consistent season. The winter scenes are especially nice for Thanksgiving and Christmas tablescapes, in my opinion, although if I had them, I would definitely use them all year long. Today, it seems like a lot of collectors mix and match the different patterns for a more eclectic look, and that particularly appeals to me. The rims all feature similar brown and green leaf patterns, and the plates have relatively consistent colors regardless of the scene. So even when they're mixed up, they provide a nice unifying effect on the table. Friendly Village was made of stoneware, which is a hard-wearing and appropriate material even for daily use. It comes in a wide range of pieces, including plates, bowls, cups and saucers, mugs, tureens, glasses, platters, you name it, they've got it. I especially like the coffee pots. I read that there used to be a Betty Crocker catalog and that you could collect points to help offset the cost of Friendly Village, which you would then purchase from the catalog. It must have been so exciting to see the points build up towards your next purchase. If you purchase Friendly Village or any other China pieces that way, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. In the 1960s, Johnson Brothers began to feel the pressures of a changing consumer market. To stay competitive, they joined the Wedgwood Group. By the 1990s, many of their traditional patterns were discontinued, and in 2003, production was outsourced to China. Apparently, this cut the cost by 70%, but it also eliminated about 1,000 British jobs. By the way, and this is so important, if you find a Johnson Brothers plate that says England 1883 instead of Made in England, you have a piece made in China. I never knew that before I did this research, so buyer beware. In 2015, Johnson Brothers was discontinued altogether after the Wedgwood Group was purchased by the Finnish company Fiskars. If you're interested in purchasing Friendly Village dinnerware, you can find it in all of the usual places: eBay, Etsy, and other online marketplaces, at antique stores and tag sales and flea markets. It's really not hard to find, although some patterns are scarcer than others. And as with all things, price depends on condition, scarcity of the image, and the item in general. For me, researching Friendly Village is dangerous. I'm already way too drawn to it, and I don't need another collection. In fact, I'm drawn to almost all of the Johnson Brothers patterns, so it's fun to learn more about this old company. I hope you enjoyed it too. While I was in the kitchen, I also found this really big, interesting tray. So you can see this is quite large when you compare it to my head. And I'm going to stand up so I can show this better. It's got fabulous strawberries and cherries and other kinds of berries and blue and white containers. It's in really nice condition. I love the way the leaves look. I love the black background. The gold rim really sets everything off nicely. This is in awesome condition. This isn't toll work. This is not a painted effect, but it is really beautiful. Here is the back. So, oops, you're seeing a reflection of a whole bunch of mess there in the back. But what it says is Painting by Galley, Stephanie Hoppin Picture Archive, made in England exclusively for Keller Charles. So I'm guessing Keller Charles is some kind of store in England. I don't know. But I thought that was really beautiful and kind of unusual. And so I picked it up. The last thing I found in the sort of kitchen dining room area was this very pretty Royal Albert Country Roses vase. So, old country roses. Here is the back stamp. This is such a beautiful and classic pattern. Now, I wish I had found something more like dinner plates. That would have been a serious score, but I was glad to find the vase. And of course, I checked immediately to make sure that this was made in England, and it is made in England, and it's stamped 1962. So, very pretty little bud vase. And I'm hoping somebody will be excited to have this. While I was in the kitchen / dining room, I looked at 3 different tablecloths. They had nice potential. But when Eric and I folded them out to really examine them closely, we found that one had a hole, one had a stain, and the other one was like massively discolored in half of the tablecloth section. So they were nice, they had potential, but not good enough to take home for resale. So we left those behind. On my way to the bedroom, there was a linen closet that was open and everything inside was for sale. Again, it had a super ransacked look, like lots of people had been through it. But I found this really beautiful blanket that looks handmade. It's got roses on it and it's got lots of beautiful details. It's in really nice condition. We looked this over so carefully, like the little tassel on that. We looked it over really carefully. It is super warm. It's a nice, generous size. Definitely a throw blanket though. It's not anything bigger. I wouldn't use this as a bedspread even. It's not big enough for that. Although it would look beautiful on the bottom of somebody's bed, or just thrown over the bed, or as just kind of a throw blanket in a living room or a family room or whatever. This would also look so, so pretty on a quilt rack. In fact, I have my quilt rack here still. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Hang on a second. Here's the blanket tucked into my quilt rack. I think it looks really pretty here. I actually liked it better kind of behind this wooden slat because it kept it a little bit flatter and more contained. But I think it looks so lovely. Whoever made this did such a nice job. I love the colors on this. It's a really pretty piece. I'm hoping someone is excited to have this. So only 4 finds from that estate sale, but I have to say, there weren't a lot of finds, but I loved what I got. The Johnson Brothers Christmas tree platter alone was worth the trip, as I said before, but I really like everything I got. And to be honest, I think I'd rather get 4 things I really like than 10 things that are just okay. So all said and done, it was a good estate sale. There were none others in the area. I'm finding January is not a busy time for estate sales. But if I can just hit one like this every couple of weeks, you know, I can live with that until the flea markets and tag sales and things come back around. The time will be here before you know it. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. The other day, I met a viewer of this channel, Nadine. Hi, Nadine, if you're watching. She had purchased something from me on eBay, and so we met up to exchange the item. And while we were there, she mentioned that she had thrifted a wool blanket that was beautiful, but didn't work in her home. And she said if I liked it, I could keep it. Well, I loved it. If I saw this blanket at the thrift store, I think I would fall on the ground. And so I brought it home. I just washed it in Woolite. I needed to order some Woolite, so this took a little bit of time. Now it's drying on my second floor stair rail, and I think it's ready to try on the bed. So I wanted to show it to you. I'm going to apologize in advance. You're going to hear the laundry going in the background. It's laundry day. There's no getting away from it. So let's check out the blanket. So here it is, and there's Indy. Oh my goodness, this thing is gorgeous. So let's take a closer look. This is such a great space for drying things. Oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? I mean, it looks handmade. There's no tag on it. It is unbelievably beautiful, and it's so heavy, and it's really large. So I just wanted to give you a close-up of this fabulous pattern. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. Even the edges are gorgeous. So let's get this guy on my bed and see what we think. Well, it's a good thing that we got a new blanket because there's clearly something wrong with this one in that it's ginormously lumpy. Let's take a peek. There's a little kitty under here. He's made himself a cave under the blanket. He looks very cozy, but he's gonna have to move. Okay, here is the blanket. Can you even believe how beautiful this is? Holy moly, this is gorgeous, and this will be so warm and cozy. I think it looks beautiful. I am eventually going to change out that picture. Well, you know, if you're a viewer of this channel, I have big plans to change up this bedroom someday when time is permitting. But regardless of how I change it, this blanket will be a fabulous addition to the bed. I could not love it more. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I have kept the old lamp here. Unfortunately, the new lamp just didn't provide the amount of light that I need, but I am going to put it in the parlor, and I think it's going to look gorgeous in that space. So just a little update, and I am obsessed with this blanket. Do you like it? What do you think? I actually think that I'm going to have to put a little something over it just in case Licorice decides to jump on the bed with muddy paws, which she sometimes does, because I wouldn't want anything to happen to this gorgeous heirloom quality blanket. Wow. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, this is the blanket that I just threw over the wool blanket because this one is not special or precious. I paid $5 for this at a tag sale, and I do like it, but the whole point of it really is that I can easily throw it in the washing machine if it gets dirty. So this is a nice way of keeping Licorice damage off the bedding, because sometimes she does love to sit on this bed because she can then look out the window, which she loves to do, and unfortunately bark at all the people that are walking by, which we don't love, but you know, whatever makes her happy, right? Across the room, we have Miss Iris looking very regal on our blanket chest. This is a nice perch for her. She can check out the room and see me change up the bedding and wonder what I'm up to, and there's really nothing for her to break up here, so she can hang out as long as she likes. Well, we're all organized for the estate sale pickup. Today is Thursday. Pickup is Saturday. It was so much work, but everything's really organized now. So I think it was time well spent. And I thought I would just show you what things are looking like right now because it's pretty interesting. Here we have some leftover boxes in case we need to grab a few last minute. This took a lot of boxes. We're gonna move right into the dining room. We have things stacked. We have some people who have really big lots. And over here on the other side, we have another really big lot. We have some more leftover boxes. And then we come into the room of controlled chaos. So we have all of the different lots all sorted out. This is all alphabetical. There were 115 lots for a total of 350 items. And they have all been put together into bags and boxes and similar so that I can get them into the hands of the people that bought them. It's really crazy. We did so well on this sale. I'm so pleased. Eric helped me, the homeowner massively helped me get everything together. I don't know how I would have done it if it had just been me. I think I would have been in some trouble, and I would have certainly been working some very long days. So anyway, that's it. I think we are officially ready for pickup. Bring it on. So I'm so happy to report, in case you're curious and want an update, pickup day for our online estate sale was very smooth. It was super busy. We were hustling, and the narrow driveway definitely added to some of the hardships of the day, because if even one vehicle was parked in the driveway, then people really couldn't even walk past that car comfortably. And you know, it was cold, very cold outside. There were definitely some patches of ice on the neighbor's property, who in fairness was not expecting people all over the place. The owner had tried to let the neighbor know, but hadn't successfully gotten in touch with them. Although the neighbor did show up on the estate sale day and could not have been nicer or friendlier. I think the owner was feeling disappointed that they didn't have a chance to meet him earlier. But yeah, it was great. The owner had brought her adult son and his friend. So they were the muscles of the day. Her husband was there. He was fantastic. Everybody pulled together. It was really good. And the best part, I have to say, is the profit. The profit was really good. We ended up making approximately $4,500. The homeowner earned 60% of that. I earned 40% of that. And that's a nice profit. Lots of work, but a good profit. And I can tell you that we all felt really good that we were able to get some of this cool old stuff in the hands of people that were really excited to have it or even excited to resell it so that they can continue to live on in the collections of other people. So the homeowner is closing on the house in less than a week. The person who bought it plans to renovate it and then sell it, is what I'm told. And she made a profit there as well. So we have lots of happy people. It was a job well done. The next step for Worthington Home is an estate clean out, which is in Glastonbury. That starts next week. So that's going to be busy, busy, busy days. When we do estate clean outs, that's more Eric's wheelhouse. So he really takes the charge with that sort of thing. I do more of the estate sales side of things. This particular house doesn't seem to have old things in it, vintage things in it, so I'm not sure that an estate sale will happen as a result of this one. But if it does, you will be the first to know, I promise. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this thrifting trip to an estate sale. I hope you liked my small but mighty haul and all of the rest of the things I covered in this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe wherever you are and whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.